What up, everybody? What up, everybody? What up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of AC Reviews the World. I am your host, AC the Engineer, and we are at episode 35. Let's give it a round of applause for that. I hope everybody's week has been good. It is Friday of the beginning of a long weekend. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's August 29th. It's almost time to start the weekend, y'all. It's almost time to start the weekend. We got a couple of things to go over today. We got some new details about the Catholic school shooting. Then we got some religious leader, apostle, he calls himself apostle, that was actually running trafficking and forced labor. Crazy stuff. Got some road rage causing a pregnant girl to get her head shot. Yeah. And then just a bunch of crazy stories that happened throughout the week. Stuff that we just need to review together. Like always I say, we got to review the world together. But I hope everybody had a good week. Work was good. Hopefully you got Monday off like I do. So you get to have a nice long weekend and relax. But hey, if not, hey, just make that money. You got to make that money. But let's get right into it. You know how I like to do it. Jump right into it. The first thing we got to talk about is the transgender Catholic school shooter. Yes, I said it, transgender Catholic school shooter. So it looks like there was a manifesto. I'm saying that right. Manifesto found. So we're going to go over into that. And then we got a father speaking out who was one of the fathers of the kids who was killed in the Catholic school shooting. So, hey, let's get right into everything and let's get it started.
And welcome back here to Live Now from Fox. I'm Andrew Kraft, and our continuing coverage of this shooting outside of a church, the shooting into the church there from outside by this gunman who died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound, injuring at least 19 people, killing 2 children, injuring with gunshot wounds another 14 children and 3 adults. Thankfully, those 14 children who are injured, they're going to be okay. They're going to survive. But this community now irreparably damaged and changed from such an unspeakable tragedy here. So we still have some of these vigils. This one in the gymnasium there at Holy Angels just wrapped up. We also have another one going on live now in Lyndhurst Park. And you can see people lighting candles. It looks to be on a kind of baseball diamond there in the park for the Annunciation shooting. So in the meantime, we're going to keep some of these live pictures up, but we're going to bring into the conversation, like we promised, more and more expertise, especially when it comes to law enforcement and the response and the investigation, including our friend David Katz, who joins me. David, we always have to speak on these occasions. It's unfortunate, but we have to get you on to help us make sense of some of this and where this goes from here. So I have to ask you this first. Much has been said about this manifesto, this video manifesto published on YouTube today. It was taken down, and I have not personally seen it. Truthfully, my producers have. They have told me it contains a lot, and there's a lot to pour over if you're investigating a possible motive, the motive of which we do not know, the why in all of this. It's mere hours after this shooting. You really never get the why. Until much, much later, if at all. Sometimes you never get the why here. So what will they be looking at in this video in particular?
Well, Andrew. I always enjoy being on with you, but maybe one of these days it could be when we're not discussing such a profound tragedy. It just, I my heart is broken. These are all our kids. I don't understand what they. I mean, when the chief of police says we don't want to rush to motive, I saw the manifesto before it was taken down. It is the most vile, twisted compilation of insanity. This young man was a twisted, completely deranged individual, and I have a couple observations. If this is already posted on on social media, we know with certainty that social media sites have the ability to screen content. We've seen that in elections before, haven't we? I don't understand why the screening process can't pick up something like this, where someone is not only spewing this psychotic, violent, vicious rhetoric, but is toying with firearms, is manipulating ammunition, and they do nothing. They don't pick up a phone and call the FBI or local law enforcement. That is outrageous.
Okay. David, I want to put this up. Reporting from our colleague Brooke Taylor at Fox, confirmed by our Fox 9 team as well in Minneapolis. Much has been said about the shooter's identity or chosen identity. Brooke Taylor says sources confirming to Fox the shooter has been identified, 23-year-old Robin Westman, according to court documents. At 17 years old, Robert Westman formerly had his legal name changed to Robin because documents state the minor child identifies as female and wants her name to reflect the identification. The application for a name change of a minor was filed by the mother, and a court granted the request in 2020. Now, we know that the mother was formerly employed with the school. That was confirmed by Fox 9 Minneapolis.
All right, hold on. So, everybody's talking about the manifesto. So, you know where we can go to find it? We got to go to Twitter. So, yep, I've already found a post that has it. So, let's go over into that. So, let's see what it is talking about. Let's get over into the manifesto. So, as you see this post, the Minneapolis Catholic school shooter, Robin Westman. Let me zoom in so everybody can see it. So, Catholic school shooter Robin Westman. He was a biological male who identified as a transgender woman. Written on his gun and magazines were things like "Kill Trump now," 6 million was not enough, referring to the Holocaust. For the children, I'm the worker. Baby, why so queer is. He uploaded an 11-minute video with his guns magazine and a manifesto that was posted on YouTube, like we just talked about. So let's look at some of these pictures. So yep, that like I know that's him, the man who identified as a female. You got his pictures of his guns. For the children, it's crazy. I think these are still images from the video itself. All right, so let's get over into this video. To my family and friends, I don't expect forgiveness and I don't expect an apology. I have to hold much weight, but to my family and those close to me, I do apologize for the effect my actions will have on your lives. Please know I care for all of you so much, and it pains me to bring this storm of chaos into your lives. This will affect so many more people than the ones that are immediately involved. To my mother and father, I am sorry I didn't turn out as you hoped. You did not fail me. You gave me so much. I truly appreciate the love you have given me. I feel I was raised to be a good person. I've kept those traits of empathy. He did not have empathy if he killed children. Crazy. Self-sacrifice and good character. Please do not think you have, failed as parents. I was corrupted by this world and have learned to hate what life is like. What life is love, life is pain. This is too much to accept, too many things to put up with just to live. I'm tired of the pain this world gives me. Please move on and continue to give your love to my brothers and sisters and the rest of the world. They may not forgive you, but you need to move on from me, forget my life and the pain brought my life. I'm assuming pain I've brought. See, I'm messing up. I love you both. Thank you for everything. To my siblings, I am sorry for forever tainting the rest of your lives, your careers, lives, relate. So he knew what he was going to affect their entire life. Upside down, please hold on to who you are, not to who I am. Change your names if you must. I wish I could tell you that before I go. Please know that. So this is the video that he posted. Let's watch some of this.
Here's my note to my family and shit. Wow, some English writing. Wow. Hope you can read that.
He wrote a couple of notes.
Yeah.
Got the bullets, drinking a beer.
This message brought to you by BlackRock and ExxonMobil.
Now, if you can't hear it right now,
sponsored by Pabst.
Not speaking up loud enough, but I'll increase it when I break down the videos.
Brandon Herrera for president.
Brandon Herrera.
Yeah, I met Brandon Herrera at SHOT Show last year. He and I had a brief conversation, but I think we agreed on a lot of things. So, y'all should vote for Brandon Herrera for president. And,
so low.
Vintage Warfare promotes love and peace and accepting differences. Tomorrow, I'm sorry to my family. But that's it. That's the only people I'm sorry to. Fuck those kids.
He said that's the only people I'm sorry to. F those kids. And now remember, this is the transgender Catholic school shooter now.
Skibbity. Skibbity. Shit.
His guns, where's your God?
The big boy. And love.
Magazine.
And this one's for me, in case I need it.
He said that one's for me. Absolutely crazy.
Oh yeah, check. I got my shirt. Skajoo. Better.
Man, got the Jesus Christ.
Oh, there's Garfield. This is all too.
Absolutely crazy, y'all. Absolutely crazy. Now, absolutely crazy. Let's get over into this next video where the father is speaking about the kids. Let's get over into this.
Yesterday, a coward decided to take our 8-year-old son Fletcher away from us. Because of their actions, we will never be allowed to hold him, talk to him, play with him, and watch him grow into the wonderful young man he was on the path to becoming. Fletcher loved his family, friends, fishing, cooking, and any sport that he was allowed to play. While the hole in our hearts and lives will never be filled, I hope that in time our family can find healing. I pray that the other victim's family can find some semblance of the same. I'm hopeful that all the wounded are able to make a full recovery and return home to their families. And finally, all the people, and especially the children, impacted by this horrific event are able to recover mentally and find strength to live loving, happy, and full lives. Over the past day, I've heard many stories accounting the swift and heroic actions of children and adults alike from inside the church. Without these people and their selfless actions, this could have been a tragedy of many magnitudes more. For these people, I am thankful. Moving forward, we ask not for your sympathy, but your empathy. As our family and the Annunciation community grieve and try to make sense of such a senseless act of violence. Please remember Fletcher for the person he was and not the act that ended his life. Give your kids an extra hug and kiss today. We love you, Fletcher. You'll always be with us.
Absolutely tragic. Yep, at the end of the day, we gotta, like I always say, pray for the family. The kids didn't deserve this to happen to them. 8 and 10. Those were the two ages of the children who was killed by this coward who hated the world, but for some reason said that he had empathy and was sad and was leaving back manifestos and stuff like that. It's a sad world that we live in, to where we have to cover these type of topics. It's truly tragic, truly tragic, truly tragic. But we got to review the world together, y'all. We got to review the world together. But that is it for the most recent updates for that. Let me know if you got any, if you disagree with any of the things I said. But tell me your thoughts, y'all. Tell me your thoughts. It's a crazy world. Crazy world. Absolutely crazy. I just ain't much to say about it. It's not much to say about it, but just gotta pray for the family, because I can't imagine sending my kid to school, church, a Catholic school at that. Sending my school to a Catholic school. He's praying, and the next thing I get a call saying that there was a shooter at the school. My heart would break. I might fall to my knees. Truly, I might fall to my knees. Truly can't imagine. Just pray for everybody. Pray for everybody. Pray that is grieving. Pray for all the family who is grieving about this. He was an absolute coward. And the worst of us human beings. I don't even know if you can consider him a human being though, but absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Now we got to pivot. We got to pivot over into the Apostle David E. Taylor. So we got to pivot over to the Apostle David E. Taylor and all the horrible things he was doing. So it seems like he was a religious leader. What I know, he was a religious leader who basically made people work for free. I think he would end up engaging in sex with them, forcing them, or a tragic situation. Well, let's get over into the video so we can break down everything that is happening. And we'll hear a little bit of him speaking too in this next video.
Also new tonight, an elaborate religious human trafficking case that spans the country but starts in Taylor.
And let's get right to Fox News' Charlie Linkton joining us live from one of 3 properties raided by the feds today. What did you learn here, Charlie?
Well, we learned a lot. First of all, this is a big indictment that came down here. 10 counts, mostly, though, about human trafficking. There's some money laundering in here. But let me tell you, I'm at the Kingdom of God Global Church in Taylor, Michigan. That's it right there. It's a huge place where a lot has happened over the course here. You can see state police are here, FBI is here. But take a look at this guy, though. This guy's name is David Taylor. He is the subject of this. He's 53 years old. He says he owns these call centers. That's what they're called, not only here, but in
So, this is the people. They called their apostle, or the preacher, the owner of the church, people they worship with. Absolutely.
Old. He says he owns these call centers. That's what they're called, not only here, but in Tampa and Houston as well. He also says, at least according to the indictment, he is an apostle, and Jesus is his best friend. He also has multiple face-to-face encounters with God. Now, here in Taylor, this this center here is called the call center, where he's got what they call armor bearers. These are people that live and work here. They're unpaid, they're sleep deprived, and they must obey Taylor's orders, or if they defy God, they'll be punished. This is all part of the indictment. Now, he also says that he wants women to come in here, not only to take care of him, and then he makes them have a Plan B emergency contraception. All in all, they raised about $50 million in donations from 2014. Now, to show you a little video over here of some reaction from people around the country that are affected by this guy, Taylor. Take a look.
It's not just happening right here in Tampa, it's Ocala. It was really all over the country. So this was an incredible network, if you will, that generated significant profit for the individuals that were engaging in the trafficking. So I think if there's any lesson for all of us is that this truly can happen in any community, anywhere in our country.
How could a pastor afford to live in a house like that?
That's his house? Nah, that's crazy. Who is donating money to this man? And I don't see how people can play with God's name like that. I'm the best friend of Jesus. If you don't work in this call center 24 hours, you're disobeying me and God? That's crazy. Absolutely.
I mean, even some of the people who live there couldn't afford to live in that particular house in there.
All right, now what did he do with all this money? Well, he lived in an elaborate lifestyle, as you saw from Tampa. That's a huge 28,000 square foot mansion. He also bought Bentleys and Mercedes-Benz and a whole bunch of other things. He was arrested in North Carolina, and then he likely will be brought up here in Michigan. That's not decided yet if he is convicted of the most serious charge, although they're all 20-year felonies. I am live here in Taylor. I'll send it back to you.
Yeah, and then
20-year felonies, each of them.
these followers donate money, trusted in faith, and they trust their pastor, their reverend, whomever, the leaders of the church, and they hope that they're doing the right thing. And then you see something like this. What can be done about it? What are they saying, Charlie?
Well, these are people that were apparently, I don't want to say brainwashed for lack of a better word, but this is a human trafficking case. He got these people into his church. He would not let them leave. And if they did try to leave, he would punish them physically, sexually, etc. He also said that they had to get a social welfare, like food stamps, and they had to bring them to the church. I mean, this is a human trafficking case as much as it is a money laundering case. In fact, more so, it's human trafficking with a religious tone. I mean, this is very severe, and it's not just here in Michigan, it's across the country. Definitely more on this story.
So they chose to come and see. That's the yes. If they're forced to stay, yes, that's human trafficking. But they did at the end of the day choose to come and help him. I'm assuming I guess they believed in what he was saying. You can't blindly trust someone like this. You can't. I mean, yes, religiously, we want to believe that religious leaders would do the right thing and are all people of God, but you can't blindly trust them. I don't think you can just blindly trust anybody. Right? Well, some people you can, of course, but yeah, you can't just blindly trust everyone. You truly can't. But let's get over into, we could hear him, some of his speech when he was giving some preaching. Get over there.
God has created men, us men. We fall in love through our eyes, what we see presented to us. That's why God brought Eve to Adam, to let him see her. He says when he saw her, this is it. He saw all those curves God put on her. Don't sit here and judge me. God put those curves on her. It wasn't me. I don't know why everybody think men are so nasty and wicked thinking. It was God who did it. It was in his mind before it was in ours. Don't be speaking. I don't listen to all that religious crap. Y'all will get used to me after a while. I'm just real. I'm just straight. Can you imagine? It wasn't Adam who decided to make a woman and put breasts, hips, none of that on her. It was God who did all that and knew what he was going to do when he did it, and knew Adam would like it. But religious people, oh, cover up your dirty pillows. Especially if you're a double D. Put a paper bag over those dirty pillows. No, I don't think I should have a paper bag over them like that. I should be modest. But I need to show something. That's my presentation. You walk past a man and he looks at you, likes you. Why you looking at my dirty pillows?
This is the
so whoever's been in your ear, all that stuff gonna stay in you. You're gonna treat everybody else like that. I know I'm a mess. I'm just gonna keep doing it too. I love eating religious spirits. I love doing it. I like making religious people mad. And all you bishops, if you want to send me something on it, please do. Come and get me. They effeminate. They act like women. And this is the thing. Some of them don't even act like women. They act like men. They're strong, but they're a booty bandit. They're Pokemon. That's right. They get poked.
Absolutely crazy, y'all. We ain't gonna. Well, nah.
Like other men in their butt. They suck penis. Am I making it clear?
This is the pastor, y'all. This is the pastor who forced people to work, who people came, forced labor, forced sex. Oh,
you shouldn't ever want to be with a man who sucks another man's penis. Sound like we got some real women in this house.
Absolutely crazy. Let's get over into one more video.
Two church leaders with ties to Tampa are facing federal charges tonight. They're at the center of what investigators are calling a multi-million-dollar conspiracy involving money laundering, forced labor, and abuse. This follows multiple FBI raids this morning, including at a home in the affluent Avalon neighborhood in Hillsborough County. This was part of a nationwide takedown. Fox 13 is covering this investigation from multiple angles. Our Kylie Jones is at the federal courthouse in Tampa, diving deeper into the church and its leaders. But we begin with Aaron Mesmer live in Avila with more on the raid and reaction from neighbors. Aaron.
Yeah, Haley, and these neighbors were absolutely stunned by what went on this morning. Neighbors in this community, they woke up to helicopters and FBI agents raiding a home in Avila. And once they found out why those federal agents were there, it was even more surprising.
Some of you say, I don't have 100,000, but you have 20,000. You have 50,000 here, or you have 10,000.
That's video of David Taylor asking viewers to send money to his church. Federal authorities now say Taylor used donations to fund an extravagant lifestyle that included this massive mansion in Tampa's affluent Avila community. FBI agents raided the home Wednesday morning.
It's very surprising to hear that type of thing was going on, again, right in your backyard.
It's unclear what authorities took from the home. This view from Skyfox shows several cars lined up with gift bows on top. Neighbors say the 10-bedroom, 10.5 bathroom, 28,000 square foot mansion is one of the largest in Avila.
Because they was like, how could a pastor afford to live in a house like that?
According to the...
Come on now. They got to be some kind of like, some people thinking like, how is he able to live in the biggest house in one of the nicest neighborhoods? Come on now. What's his salary? Come on. Some people aren't thinking though. Some people, God provided the house for him. That's all that matters.
23-page federal indictment. This house is one of several properties throughout the country purchased by Taylor's Kingdom of God Global Church. He's the pastor and referred to himself as an apostle, according to court documents. The indictment alleges Taylor recruited people to work at call centers, referring to them as armor bearers. Investigators say they were his, quote, personal servants who fulfilled Taylor's demands around the clock and were never paid. Taylor and Executive Director Michelle Brannon are accused of controlling nearly every aspect of the workers' lives, cutting them off from family and forcing them to take contraceptives. Human trafficking advocates say it's a devastating situation.
And you really had every aspect of human trafficking. You had individuals who were, brought to a facility that they couldn't leave. They weren't being paid. They had production goals that they had to meet.
And authorities say if the workers failed to reach Taylor's monetary goals, they faced punishment, including public humiliation, food and shelter restrictions, sleep deprivations, and physical and psychological abuse. The Crisis Center of Tampa Bay's CEO says these victims will likely face a long recovery. She says there's another lesson every community can learn from this.
This can happen in one of our most affluent zip codes in Hillsborough County. It can happen in your backyard. It can happen in my backyard.
As for the folks who lived with alleged human trafficking, fraud, and money laundering happening in their backyards.
I hope it's not true, but if it is, he deserves everything he's going to get.
And there was also what appeared to be a federal command center set up just north of here at St. Joseph's Hospital in Lutz. Experts say if there were any human trafficking victims at this property, they likely would have been taken to a nearby hospital for care. Haley?
Till they can.
Absolutely crazy, y'all. Absolutely crazy. So, it's sad. It's tragic. But, oh my God. Who is believing him, man? Who is going to be like, I want to know, because it sounded like they agreed to come at first, but then they just couldn't leave. I might be mistaken. Tell me if I'm wrong, but and then I don't understand how people can play with God's name like that. Oh my God, it's a crazy world we live in, y'all. It's a crazy world we live in. But tell me your thoughts, y'all. Tell me your thoughts. How much time you think he should get? They say he got multiple charges, each going to 20 years. Sounds like he was sexually assaulting women, or I don't know, forcing them, making them take Plan Bs. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. But so we got to review the world together, y'all. We got to review the world together. Now let's pivot over to Oakland. So we got some, I don't know if y'all have been hearing about it, but Oakland Sideshows. Yeah, Oakland Sideshows. Let's get over into this video and see what it's talking about. We got 2 videos to look at about this.
Several sideshows take over parts of Oakland and Richmond overnight. This comes as Oakland faces pressure from the Trump administration. The president recently said that he would deploy National Guard troops to cities that he claims are considered unsafe. Oakland Mayor Barbara Lee and the police department says that crime there has been falling in recent months. Police data through the first half of the year shows violent crime fell 29% compared to the first 6 months of 2024. Still, neighbors criticize police response and vow to take matters into their own hands after last night's sideshows in Oakland and Richmond produced little in the way of law enforcement response. Don Lynn's got that story.
Donuts, M80 explosions, even a car fire. Sideshows have become a regular problem in the Bay Area, but that doesn't make it any easier for the people who live through it.
If I had a gun, I would have started shooting. Really?
Would have been dangerous.
Where were the police? Where?
Y'all, he said if he had a gun, he would have started shooting. He's tired of it. Imagine this happening a block down your house. All you hear is fireworks every single night. And you call the police don't come? Absolutely.
Where were the police?
Glenn Collins was livid after the loud spinouts woke him up 3 in the morning, and even more frustrated by what he calls a slow police response.
Irresponsible youth, lack of police enforcement. If there's no police, nothing's happening. These people are having fun.
Glenn and his neighbors say a huge crowd took over the 41st and Howell intersection for about 40 minutes. They say this Infiniti, likely stolen, finally broke down from all the spinning. Then a mob jumped on it and set it on fire. Neighbors say police didn't move in until after the car was torched to break up the crowd of rowdy drivers and spectators.
Because they could get something else on fire, you know what I mean? Like these old buildings around here, that's kind of scary. That seems like extra. I don't think they need to be doing all that.
One neighbor tried to put out the flames with a fire extinguisher, but was told to back off for his own safety. Police say this was one of at least 4 Sideshow locations in Richmond and Oakland on Sunday morning.
The wheels screeching and people yelling and screaming, and it's just it's insane. Just complete insanity.
Some neighbors say as long as no one gets hurt, they're cool with it. Live and let live.
I've been kind of waiting for it. I don't mind.
It was fun to watch.
No. Hold on. We got to go back. What do you say? Where you at?
Live and let live.
I've been kind of waiting for it.
Man said he's fine with it. He's been waiting for it. He said live and let live. Come on now. Come on now. I mean, I'm trying. At 3 in the morning? At 3 in the morning, we fine with it. We are fine with it at 3 in the morning. I guess some people ain't got to work. Because I would be livid. I got work. I got to get up for work and leave. I leave out of work at 6 a.m. You mean to tell me I wake up down the street with fireworks and screeching and car fires? Come on, man. I would lose it. Let's keep going.
I don't mind.
It was fun to watch.
Fun to watch. No problems with it.
It was fun to watch.
It's loud. It was 1 hour. It's a Saturday night. It's not that big of a deal in Oakland.
But some previous Sideshows have ended in gunfire and even homicides. We're not aware of any injuries from Sunday morning. Still, people want to know why police didn't break it up sooner. The Oakland Police Officers Association says they simply don't have enough officers to move in safely. The union says there were 16 police cars at the scene, but about 500 participants and spectators. They released a statement saying, "Police are doing everything in our power to help residents. We ask neighbors to demand city council and mayor hire more officers and retain the ones we have now."
Poor excuse.
Poor excuse.
Poor excuse. Get in there and do something.
OPD doesn't really respond to things, and they like to get a lot of overtime pay, so they usually draw things out and don't react to things.
Some neighbors posted a petition at the intersection urging the city to put in a traffic circle.
These are things that cost less than thousands of dollars and are effective at completely preventing sideshows from happening.
Glenn says he doesn't see a solution other than moving out.
I think the solution is to move out of the neighborhood. Really.
Might be.
This is going to happen. This is unresponsive Oakland police.
We're not aware of any arrests in the Oakland and Richmond Sideshows. Now, in the past, when officers had enough video evidence, they would later track down the cars and tow them, but we're not sure if that's going to happen this time.
Enough video evidence. Yeah. That was a lot of video evidence. Let's go over to this next video. But even if it's Saturday, man, I don't want to be woken up with a car set on fire, fireworks going off at 3 a.m. Not when come on now. I paid to live in this neighborhood. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I pay my mortgage, pay my taxes. And then the police don't do anything to break this up? Yes, it's Saturday and they're just trying to have fun. I don't care. They set a car on fire. They set a whole car on. That's not fun. I mean, maybe it's fun to some people, but no, that's not. That's crazy, man. Let's get into this. Let's get right into this.
Police in Oakland announcing that they did issue more than a dozen citations, all linked to multiple sideshows around the city this past weekend. New tonight, KTVU's Amber Lee live here in studio after speaking with residents who say they are still quite concerned. Amber.
That's right. My neighbors tell me they're concerned it'll happen again and that the next time the chaos will escalate and injure or kill someone. They're calling on city leaders to take action to prevent sideshows. A sideshow that brought up hundreds of people, punctuated by illegal fireworks and spectators firing their guns in the air in Oakland's Piedmont Avenue district during the overnight hours of Sunday, is causing fear, frustration, and the thought of flight.
I was scared. Like I was prepping to think, am I going to run? But if I run, we're going to be right in the midst of it.
Neighbors tell me their condo building shook from the explosions. They tell me they cannot erase the images of young people stomping on vehicles and setting one on fire, a total disregard for property and safety.
Are the wires going to catch on fire? Are they going to get the building?
Neighbors tell me it started shortly before 3 on Sunday morning and lasted for almost an hour, terrorizing people who live in the area. Residents say they didn't feel safe in their own homes.
You thought your life was in danger?
Yeah. Start doing shot fires in the air.
Neighbors say they saw young people setting bottles on fire and throwing them in the air. Police say they issued 21 citations and towed 4 vehicles in all the sideshows officers responded to in Oakland early Sunday morning. The department says it will work to identify additional vehicles involved, and investigators may go to the homes where they're registered and tow them. But residents say police did not take action until people started setting fires.
Really scary. I've been afraid, and I still afraid because we don't know what's next.
The police union said there were only 16 police vehicles available to address the chaos. Mayor Barbara Lee issued a written statement. Quote, I am very clear we have more work to do, and we will continue to do the work to increase public safety in all of our neighborhoods.
I was thinking, is it going to happen again? So anytime like I hear the screeching of tires, it's like, you know, is it happening again?
Neighbors say the crowd didn't disperse until the fire crews arrived on scene. Residents are asking city leaders to install concrete barriers and speed bumps to prevent sideshows.
Absolutely crazy, y'all. Absolutely crazy. Let's get that. What is that doing? Absolutely crazy. Yeah, I'd be livid. I would. I mean, they said a little before 3, lasted for an hour. So we woken up out of my sleep. They're shooting up guns in the air, shooting up fireworks, setting cars on fire. All that could have been prevented. But maybe they do need more police. Would they have been would the 16 police cars, probably at least 16 cops, been able to stop 500 people? Probably not. Probably not. We got to be honest about it. Probably not. But they need to do something. I don't know what it's. They gotta have to throw out some pepper spray or something. Throw the riot stuff. Hit them with some bean bags. Start shooting. Get them to disperse something. Like, come on now. What are we doing? Come on. Absolutely crazy, y'all. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think the cops should have done? Do you think the officers would have been enough? Yes, they need more police, but they got to do what they got to do. I mean, I feel like if they would have shot some tear gas and some bean bags to disperse the crowd, they would have ran. It would have been over with. And do that every single time at the beginning when it starts? Nah, they going and then once somebody tries to fight, and arrest, no one's gonna, unless they start getting jumped, then you gotta start absolutely crazy. Then you might have to send a National Guard. I mean, we gotta be honest, you might gotta send a National Guard. Now, let me know if you disagree with anything I said. Let me know if you think they were just having fun. It's not that big of a deal, but I'd be livid. I would. I mean, it's just, I'm being honest about it. I would be livid. Absolutely livid. Wow. But like I always say, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. Now, we're going to pivot over into Detroit. We're going to go over into Detroit. It looks like a Detroit teen was shot during a park fight. Yes, I said it. A Detroit teen was shot during a park fight. Let's get over into this video and see what our thoughts are.
We begin with breaking news on Detroit's east side, where a fight between teens escalates into gunfire, leaving a 15-year-old girl hurt.
And Fox News' Dave Kinchin joining us live with the latest details that he's learned from Detroit police. Dave, what do we know at this point?
Yeah, police still piecing all of this together. We know this happened around 6 o'clock in the area of 8 Mile and Shaner at a park. And I can tell you, even police say they're absolutely frustrated with all of this going on, all of this gun violence involving kids this summer, even as we move through the late summer here. Investigators say a 15-year-old girl was shot in the arm after showing up to a park on the 19,000 block of Shaner. Really, you can essentially say that is 8 Mile and Shaner. And she was showing up there, we're told by police, to fight another girl. At some point, cops say someone opened fire, hitting that victim in the arm. She was rushed to the hospital, where she is in temporary but serious condition. Police don't know who brought the gun to the scene or who fired it. 2 people were detained, believed to be witnesses. Now, we did ask police about that ongoing scourge of summer gun violence involving teens. Here's what they had to say.
They have to learn how to regulate themselves, but parents have to know where their children are going. They have to know what their children are doing, and whether or not your children has access to firearms. I think every parent has control of that.
Now, y'all remember what we talked about before? Should parents be charged? I'm gonna keep bringing that up every time we deal with something like this. Should parents be charged for what their children are doing? If they constantly do it, I think so. Yeah, I mean, if you're not aware where your kid is, if you're not aware that they're getting guns, you're not aware who they're hanging out with, you need to be charged, because you're not taking responsibility for what you are responsible for. You brought them into the world. You are responsible for them up to a certain age, so they become adults, so they are able to be responsible for themselves. If you can't control them, what that's the question. But that is a good question. If the parents can't control them, what can they do? It's absolutely crazy. A lot of these kids should have got some butt whoopings when they was younger. Maybe they would have been better, but let's keep going into this.
Yeah, they've really been absolutely fed up. Keep in mind, although this was not necessarily a curfew thing here, they have instituted a curfew and really doubled those penalties for parents who have kids who are out past those curfew hours. Another thing that they're really doing is stepping up the work with community grassroots organizations, CVI groups, working to engage young people and get them away from these so-called street beefs, a lot of them developing on social media. And police say it's possible this one did develop on social media. They're looking into that case as well. But for now, a 15-year-old girl in the hospital in temporary but serious condition with a gunshot wound to the arm. Police have 2 witnesses they're talking to as they try to figure out who brought that gun and who fired that shot. Reporting live at Detroit Police Headquarters, Dave Kinchin, Fox 2 News.
Yeah, David, I mean, you said it right there. This doesn't have anything to do with the curfew. This is about just gun violence in general and the young people in this epidemic, it seems, that's going on right now. And there just needs to be even more in involving their parents and being able to keep an eye. And why do they even have these weapons to begin with?
Plenty of good questions.
Yeah, absolutely. And the whole curfew thing just brought up as a point to say that the city officials, they're throwing everything they can at this, trying to come up with all sorts of ideas. There's also a new effort working with federal prosecutors to charge shooters in cases as well, to boost charges. So they're really doing everything they can. Even though summer's almost out, they're not giving up. This is often a year-round problem, and they're really doing everything they can for sure.
Yeah, it doesn't always matter what the temperature is outside. All right, thanks, Dave, for that.
Absolutely crazy. I mean, at the end of the day, y'all, I think there's a very simple way to fix this. A very simple way to fix this. One, well, I don't know if it's simple, but I'm thinking it's simple. One, charge the parents. If their kids are constantly doing this, charge them. That way, if once you charge one parent, a few parents are going to be on it. No, you can't go out. Who are you hanging out with? No, you can't be with them. You gonna have to. They're gonna step up, and then charge the teens. I mean, come on now. I don't care. You got to charge them heavy, too. You can't do none of that, slap on the wrist stuff. No, you got to charge them. They pulled a gun out? Nah. Charge them as an adult. They doing adult. I always said this. Big boy crimes need big boy time. You pull out a gun as a teen? Nah, man. Send them to jail as an adult. Absolute great. You open fire on a fight? Charge them as an adult. Big boy crimes need big boy time. I'm not trying to hear any of that. Well, they're kids. They're misunderstood. We need to find some ways to curve their attention. I don't want to hear any of that. Yes, kids need something to do, but come on now. What did I do? I stayed in the house. I hung out with my friends and then I went back home. Wasn't any of that me out late at night, hanging out, having a gun. Nah, I didn't any of that. There was sometimes I did stuff I didn't have to do. There was some times where I didn't have anything to do. You know what I did? I stayed in the house, played some video games with my friends, and chilled out, watched some TV. I mean, that was it. I didn't need anything. I didn't need anything put on by the city to curve me from pulling out guns and fighting people. It just wasn't me. It wasn't who I was. It wasn't how I was raised. Now you might think differently, but no. I mean, the parents need to get control. Simple as that. Parents need to get control. My mom would have beat my butt. She would have called my dad. He would have came up there and beat my butt. I would have went in my room, cried, started. You know that thing what the kids do? That try to slam. They might slam the door. They try not to slam the door, and then they're gonna be screaming. I hate it here. No. Then I'm gonna be in my room crying. But you know what I did? I didn't do it again because I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to get hit. Yeah, but parents need to do better. As simple as that. Parents need to do better. Now, but let me know your thoughts. And let me know if you disagree with anything I said. But we got to go over to this next thing, which has to do with it. A mother ended up finding a gun in her son's room. So let's hear about this story and see what this is about. Now, what would you do if you found a gun in your son's room? What I'm going to do? I'm going to take the gun. The gun is no longer yours. It's mine. And it's either I'm going to call the cops or, I don't know if I'll call the cops, but you definitely ain't getting the gun back. It depends on how old he is. Especially if he's younger than 14 or younger than 18, because you can't even, if you illegally have a gun, I'm taking it. Because you got to be 21 is in my state to have a pistol. So,
We begin with breaking news in Shaler after an all-day search for a 16-year-old boy after his mother found a gun in his room before school. He has been found. Thanks for joining us at 5. I'm Ken Rice.
And I'm Christine Sorensen. Ross Gadati is following this breaking development.
The search began about 9 hours ago when a mother reported that her son had taken off from the house they were in after she found him with a gun he shouldn't have had. Since then, the police search involved multiple agencies and it would end successfully. Andre Knight says the first signs of something going on came after his wife says she saw something unusual on the doorbell camera this morning.
We saw someone on the camera around 6:50 this morning, walked across our yard, had a backpack on.
The video is believed to be the 16-year-old Shaler High School student who took off from his home along Anderson Road. Shaler police say the teen's mother went to wake her son up for school and found him in the possession of a firearm. Now, the mom grabbed the handgun. The boy demanded it back, saying, "If you don't give me that gun back, I'll be dead." The mother refused and kept the gun, which police say would be reported as missing, with the serial number nearly scratched off.
He seemed to be upset about something and then came to the side of the house, threw the backpack over.
So he beefing with somebody. Somebody he beefing with. Because he said, if you don't give me the gun back, I'll be dead. So either he's beefing with somebody or he fears for his life. Where oh my God, that's a scary 16. He might have wanted to take it to school with him. You never know. You never know. But that's absolutely crazy. Let's back it up a tad bit.
And then came to the side of the house, threw the backpack over, and then we hadn't seen him after that. The police officers came, sheriff's office was here. I saw Ross Township was here as well. And then, of course, Shaler Township was here too.
As the search continued, Shaler High School's security level was increased and police maintained a presence there throughout the day. Police say the young man has not threatened himself nor anyone at the school or otherwise.
Of course, I was a little bit concerned because we hadn't seen this person before.
In the meantime, Andre Knight is thankful nothing happened where he lives, especially after what happened in Minneapolis on Wednesday.
Yeah, it definitely was on the mind. It's just, again, I'm just concerned for my own family. And
the young man was eventually found about 4 o'clock. Several cars rolled up to the Shaler Police Department where he was taken into the building here. His name has not yet been released. We do know one thing. He will be facing several weapons counts, and he will be adjudicated as a juvenile. In Shaler, Ross Godotti, KDKA TV News.
Here's a question. So let's back up. See, he was walking through the neighborhood. Why? I wonder what he was going through in school. Because there's plenty of questions. The first thing is what he said. You got to look at what he said. He said, if you don't give me the gun back, I'll die. I want to know why he thought that. Maybe they're probably not going to release that information, but those are questions I have. Why do you feel like you'll die? Are you being bullied? Do you feel like a gun is the only way you can stop the bully? Is someone threatening you with a gun? Is that why you said that? There's so many questions that would go through my mind as a parent, as someone who, I'm not a parent, but if I was a parent, you know what I'm trying to say. There's so many questions that would go through my mind. But you have to parents have to play an active role. Let's get rid of this. An active role in their lives. And she did a good job. The mother did a good job. She saw the gun. She took the gun. And she didn't just give it back to him. I hope any parent wouldn't just give a gun back to their parent, back to their kid. But parents have to play an active role in their kid's life. You have to, because you never know what can happen. You never know what can happen, what they're going through, and then you want to think that you raise your kids right, but things that happen in school take up a big part of the kids' lives. And if they're being bullied, a lot of kids don't want to tell their parents about it. Just play an active role in your kids' lives, y'all. You have to, because it's a scary world out there now. Kids are not turning to fist fights no more like back in our days, but they're more turning to guns. They don't want to fight. They're quick to pick up a gun, quick to fire, and quick to ruin their lives. I don't understand why, but I'm an older man. But I wish we would get back. Yes, fighting is not good. Fighting is not good. But I'd rather them have a fist fight than a gunfight. As simple as that. I'd rather them have a fist fight than have a gunfight any day. Any day. And that was common back, but fist fights, we'll definitely fight out in the street. And once somebody loses, they lose. No one's going to be stomping on their head or anything like that. And then you walk away, take your loss on the chin. But nowadays, if somebody gets beat in a fight, they're quick to go in their backpack and pull out a gun and start shooting. Absolutely crazy. Just teach your kids how to handle their emotions. Teach your kids how to walk away from a situation. And nowadays, I would just teach my kid, unless they hit you first, don't start arguing with somebody. Just walk away. I don't care what names they call you. That's the biggest thing, is they're gonna start calling you names, coward, call you anything they'll think of, just so you can react to them. And then y'all get into a fight, and the next thing you know, you never know. You might actually win, and then somebody else jumps in, or they'll pull out a gun. It's a crazy world we live in, But like always, tell me your thoughts, y'all. Tell me your thoughts. What would you do in that situation if you found a gun? You walk into your son's room and you find him holding a gun. A lot of things to think about it when you become a parent. A lot of things to think about, especially nowadays. But we gotta get over into Houston. Gotta go over into Houston. A man in Houston was caught on. They caught it on camera. A man in Houston was robbed at gunpoint. So let's get over into this video and see what we're talking about.
Well, now at 5, a Fox 26 exclusive. Imagine this, being robbed at gunpoint right outside of your own home in the middle of the day.
That's what happened to a man in Aldine, and it was all caught on camera. Fox 26 is live outside of the Houston Police Department, where officers are investigating the case. That's where we also find Jillian Hartman. So what did the victim tell you, Jillian?
First thing, I don't like to stop it too much, but it's what I always say. Keep your head on a swivel. I don't care if you're outside your home. You can't be. Anything can happen. People are bold now. Keep your head on a swivel. If you carry, always carry. Don't just be like, oh, well, I'm going outside just to walk around. No, I hate that. I mean, it's sad to say, but you got to be careful. You have to be careful. Be aware of your situation. Be aware of what neighborhood you live in. If your neighborhood is then even if it's not a bad neighborhood, it's just got to be careful, y'all. You have to be careful and keep your head on a swivel. If I see somebody walking up, I'm quick to close my door, and then if anything happens, I'm hitting that gas and getting up out of there. Absolutely crazy. Let's keep going.
Well, the victim tells me that he just moved into a new house. He was really excited about a fresh start, but after he was robbed at gunpoint in his own driveway, he's sharing his story only with Fox 26, hoping that police catch the suspect soon.
I wanted this to be a really fresh, new, exciting start for me, but right now it feels like the complete opposite. I feel very scared, I feel very uncomfortable. This happened on my property where I should feel the safest, and I'm extremely afraid.
Marcus Francis spoke exclusively with Fox 26 about a terrifying moment all caught on surveillance video. He said Wednesday afternoon around 4 o'clock, he just got home, was cleaning his car in his driveway along Canino Road when a man walked up asking about the neighborhood. Marcus says they chatted for about 5 minutes. He had no idea what was about to happen next.
I go back to cleaning my car, and that's where everything just kind of takes a turn for the worse. I'm cleaning my car, I turn around, and there's a gun pointed directly in my face, like directly here in my face. I'm like freaking out. Of course, I think I'm gonna die. I like immediately jump back reaction-wise because it's a gun pointed, and both hands he like had this strong grip, like he was so ready to use it, and he's pointing it directly in my face, like just relax. And I'm looking through the barrel of the gun, I can see directly at the hole, and I'm just freaking out. Like my heart is pounding, my hands go up immediately. I'm just so scared.
Marcus says a second man shows up, an accomplice. Together, they forced Marcus inside his house and robbed him.
They're forcing me inside the house. They tell me to go to the ground. They ask me for my wallet. They're like, give me your money. Give me any money you have. We want only cash. I give them my wallet, no resistance. Again, one guy has his foot on me. I'm just laying there. They're going through my wallet. They go through my car. The second guy goes through my car. He's going through my car. I tell them that honestly, I have nothing of value. I just moved in. All my stuff are in boxes. And they just had the gun on me the entire time. All I thought to myself was like, I'm gonna die. I'm really gonna die right here in front of my house right now.
After the men took off, Marcus locked the door and called 911. He hopes his story helps police catch the men responsible. Now, Houston police here tell me that they are investigating this case, and anyone with information, call HPD or Crime Stoppers at 713-222-TIPS. Reporting live, I'm Jillian Hartman, Fox 20.
Absolutely crazy, y'all. Yeah, keep your head on a swivel. Please keep your head on a swivel. This man said he would talk to him for a little while. Let's go back to that. So there's one of them right there. He's talking to him. Said he talked to him for about 5 minutes. Ask him about the neighborhood, how you like it, how's the police presence. Probing to see what he can do. Absolutely crazy. Then, out of nowhere, he comes back. He's in a Tesla. The car is already on. I know that because my friend has a Tesla. Car's already on. I would have been quick to close the door. Quick to and hit that gas and I'm gone. But they end up robbing him anyway. Then an accomplice comes. They force him in the house. Ask him, but if you're ever in that situation, he did the right thing. Give it up. Give them the wallet. Give them what they want. File an insurance claim, because the main thing you want to do is protect your life. You want to protect your life. Now, if you can be, it's always better to be proactive than reactive. But yeah, just if you carry, always carry. Like if I leave my house, because I'm allowed to carry. If I leave my house, I carry. I don't care if I'm going I don't care where I'm going. I carry, and then I have a gun in my car. For you never know. You never know what can happen. It's sad to say. But I'd rather be proactive than reactive. Truly, I'd rather be proactive than reactive. But let me know your thoughts. What would you have done in that situation? I mean, I'm assuming we all do the same thing. Well, if they caught us off off guard, give them what they want. Unless they look like they're really about to do you in or something like that, you gotta fight. Then fight and try to protect your life. But they're trying to ask them for your wallet, give them your wallet. Ask them for your keys, give them the keys. And take it. Take it. That's just gonna call insurance, call the police, call insurance, get it all back. Main thing you want to do is protect your life, though. The main thing you want to do is protect your life. There's so much violence in the world now. Or is it the same amount of violence? I always say this, is it the same amount of violence, but we got more cameras and stuff like that where we can actually capture it, more news? Or is it more violence is it just more violence coming out now? Or is there more violence happening now? Let me know your thoughts on that. Let me know your thoughts. Absolutely crazy, y'all. Absolutely crazy. Now we're gonna go over to, we got some news about some bounty hunters. So it looks like bounty hunters kidnapped the wrong man. Yeah, I said it. Bounty hunters kidnapped the wrong man, and they are being charged. They are being charged. Rightfully so, they are being charged. So let's get over into this and see what it's talking about.
3 bounty hunters are facing felony charges accused of kidnapping a man they thought was a capital murder suspect.
Well, it turns out he wasn't. Fox 4's David Centenary, live tonight, spoke with a man who was pulled from his family's garage and then thrown in a U-Haul. David.
Yeah, the bounty hunters thought they had their murder suspect here in Richardson, but it turns out they had the wrong guy. The real suspect is believed to be 7,000 miles away.
Nah, that's crazy. Hold on. We'll start. You know, I don't like to stop it too much, but come on now. You mean to tell me they said that they captured him and threw him in a U-Haul, thinking they was catching the right dude, but the right person was 7,000 miles away? Nah, take their license. Take their bounty hunter's license. They don't deserve to be bounty hunters. Their intel is so bad. And then you kidnap someone? Oh my God. Yeah. It's over. Yeah, you going to jail. Going to jail. I don't care anything about it. Going to jail.
Wrong guy. The real suspect is believed to be 7,000 miles away.
They say, "What's your name?"
I said Hussein al-Sadi.
Who is Hussein al-Sadi, a 22-year-old aspiring barber whose family immigrated to the United States from Iraq in 2012? A more pressing question, who is he not? Well, he's not 23-year-old Hussein al-Sadi, who federal investigators say is on the run in Iraq after cutting his ankle monitor while out on bond for capital murder by terroristic threat in Dallas.
God.
Did you know this person at all?
No, I never met him in my life.
Never even heard of him?
Never.
Still, 3 bounty hunters now face felony charges, including kidnapping, for wrongfully apprehending al-Sadi, thinking he was the murder suspect.
I'm a professional. Oh, no, we got to back up. Do they look alike?
For wrongfully apprehending al-Sadi.
They don't even look alike, man. They don't even look alike. They got the same name, but they don't even look. Did they look at the picture? Come on now. That's yeah. Bad intelligence, bad bounty hunter work. They lost their license and now they in jail. Dang. Absolutely crazy.
Thinking he was the murder suspect.
I'm a professional.
Alan Hinton, the leader of the 3 bounty hunters. We'll get back to him momentarily.
They just assumed it was me, but obviously they had the wrong guy.
Al-Sadi was cutting a client's hair inside his family's garage in Richardson on June 1st. That's when a U-Haul van drove up. 3 black males jumped out with guns and took Al-Sadi, according to an arrest warrant affidavit.
They threw 2 stun grenades and they just started aiming AR-15s on my head and to my brother's head.
Home surveillance video motioning on only as the U-Haul drives away with al-Sadi inside.
They said you're wanted for capital murder by terrorism. I actually started laughing because
So they rented a U-Haul?
I was like, oh my God, yeah, I have the wrong person.
An arrest warrant says 3 bounty hunters working for the security firm, the Clandestine Group, were contracting for Brigham Home bail bonds to serve a warrant to Hussein al-Sadi. Al-Sadi had posted a $500,000 bond through Brigham Home after being charged in a capital murder at a suspected drug operation in Northwest Dallas in February 2024.
We refer to ourselves as fugitive recovery agents.
Alan Hinton and his team told Richardson police through months of intel and confidential informants, he and the Brigham Home bail bonds company thought Hussein al-Sadi was their target. They had a 79% facial recognition match using an AI tool, according to an arrest affidavit. When al-Sadi maintained his innocence, the bounty hunters contacted local police.
We instantly made those calls to Richardson PD.
So when did they ultimately realize that they had the wrong person?
After the fingerprint.
Richardson police detained al-Sadi until a detective on the FBI's task force arrived with a mobile fingerprinting device. The results showed Hussein al-Sadi was who he said he was and was not the subject of the warrant.
Everybody surrounded me in a circle, just waiting for the results.
Yeah.
And obviously after the results, the officer told them, yeah, this is not him. And that's when you just see them get back in the U-Haul truck and then just drive off.
A Richardson police detective spoke with the Dallas County District Attorney's Office and U.S. Marshals, both advising the detective that the capital murder suspect fled to Iraq after breaking an ankle monitor in August 2024. The U.S. Marshals say no one from Brigham Home bail bonds reached out regarding the case, and if they had, Marshals would have said this al-Sadi was the wrong guy.
I would just hope they actually...
So they went with their own intelligence. Didn't even check with the police. Go in there, capture a dude in a red U-Haul. Point the AR to their face. Put the AR, Yeah, get on the ground, You want it for murder. Throw him in the back and drive off. The police would have told them he's not the right guy. Absolutely crazy.
Check their information before they go do that and traumatize a family.
Hinton says Brigham Home bail bonds provided background information on the suspect, and with that information and additional research, his team identified this al-Sadi. Hinton says he's not a criminal.
It's just not who I am.
Just someone trying to make a living while doing a community service.
And I do believe right now law enforcement is overworked, and I do believe in having positive interactions with law enforcement and being able to assist them. You know, I do a hard job, and without qualified immunity, it makes things a lot harder for us.
Hinton's attorney says his client was just doing his job.
My client has no criminal history at all. He was executing this warrant
based on the law that's out there.
Al Sadi's attorney says that job comes with heavy responsibility.
And that cannot be taken lightly and cannot be callously, oops, I got the wrong guy.
Al Sadi says the encounter makes him think of his father.
I saw tears coming out of his eyes.
He says his family left Iraq after 2 of his uncles were kidnapped and killed. His father wanting safety for his family.
I feel like I'm gonna cry because my dad already been through a lot. Sorry.
While thinking of what could have happened to his father, mother, brother, and special needs sister had the encounter at their home been worse, Al Sadi too emotional to finish our interview.
If we could take a minute, please.
Absolutely crazy. Nah, I'm suing.
So we've reached out to Brigham Home Bail Bonds Company several times since we began looking into this story, and at this point in time, they have declined all of our requests for comment or any sort of on-camera interview. We will let you know if things change. Now, the name Devin Allard Carter, he is one of the 3 bounty hunters who is also charged. The 3rd suspect still on the run, according to Richardson Police Department. Lastly, we mentioned that Hussein was giving a haircut to a client in his garage when all this went down. If you're wondering what happened to that client, well, according to police documents, it turns out that client was an undercover informant working for those bounty hunters. Steve and Heather, back to y'all.
What do you...
It's a twist, all right.
Nah, hold on. You mean to tell me the informant couldn't tell you this is the wrong dude? What you think? You come on now. You think the dude who just cut his ankle monitor is out here cutting hair, trying to make a living? He just out here cutting hair, chilling, not thinking about it. Come on, bro. You got to do. They saying they did an investigation. The investigation was awful. They didn't talk to the police. The police would have told them that he wasn't the right dude. The informant was awful because how you getting a haircut? You think the dude who just cut his ankle monitor and is on the run is going to be giving people haircuts for money? Come on now, what are we doing? What are we doing? Absolutely crazy, y'all. Absolutely crazy. Tell me your thoughts on that whole situation. Do you think, would you sue? Because I'm suing. I'd get my lawyer right away. You telling me you bust in, threw some gas, you point the AR at me, told me to get on the ground and throw me in the U-Haul, a rented U-Haul? I'm sitting over here telling y'all I'm not the dude. No. Yes, we got the same name, but we don't even look. Pull the picture up and put it right next to my face. Come on now. I don't even got the same facial structure as him. I guess they were just like, oh, it's close enough. No, come on now. They said they used AI facial recognition and got 79%. Is that high enough for you to go and kidnap somebody? Absolutely crazy, y'all. Absolutely crazy. Then the only thing that happened, the only way it was solved was what they said somebody brought a mobile fingerprint detector, fingerprint reader. I'll never say it right. Then what they do, they just said that's not the right dude, and they got in their car and just drove off, or the U-Haul and drove off. Nah, you gotta pay. Yeah, I need some money. That was crazy. You just put me through a lot of trauma for nothing. I'm telling you, come on now, I was cutting hair. And you mean to tell me the client that I was cutting couldn't tell you? Oh no, this is definitely not the dude. Yeah, that's awful investigation. And yeah, they deserve to be charged. I don't want to hear nothing about no immunity. Nah, the investigation was awful. Like, come on, now that was awful. Now tell me your thoughts. Do you think they should deserve to get immunity because yes, cops have a hard time and there's not enough police force out there for all the crime. Yes, I 100% agree with that. And do we need bounty hunters? Yes, we need bounty hunters. They didn't want to call themselves bounty hunters, but we know they bounty hunters. But yeah, no immunity, man. You got, just like if the cops did the same thing, the cops need to be sued. Come on, all this police investigation technology we got, and you can't tell this not the right dude. Come on now, absolutely crazy, y'all. Absolutely crazy. Now we gotta pivot. We gotta pivot over into This was crazy. This next subject. A man shoots a pregnant teen in the head during some road rage. You never know what can happen in this world. You never know what can happen in this world. Let's get over to this short little video and see what it's talking about.
Shooting puts a woman 7 months pregnant on life support.
Andres Fuentes reports deputies blame it all on road rage.
That just gives you goosebumps type situation.
Community members say they're horrified after violence erupted on North Hoover Street Sunday morning near Ponchatoula. 54-year-old Barry West faces 4 counts of attempted murder after deputies say he shot a teenager who was 7 months pregnant.
The doctors did take the baby via C-section. I think the baby's okay, but as of right now, our 17-year-old female victim is in ICU and is on life support.
Yeah.
Deputies point to road rage, despite there being little to no traffic that morning.
That they were tailgating one another, trying to cut one another off. It's just foolishness. Totally. There's no logical explanation for why they were driving like that.
Many in the community call the shooting devastating.
And are you a mom too?
I am. Yes, I have 3 kids.
And your reaction when you hear that, unfortunately, was a mom in this situation?
Very sad. Sad to know that somebody would even do that or even think about doing that.
Sheriff Sticker says although this is a tragedy that happened on Sunday morning, he says that he hopes commuters will use this as a reminder of what to do on the roadway.
There's no logical explanation why this 17-year-old is potentially losing her life right now over a traffic incident because someone was driving too slow or driving too fast.
Absolutely
Shocking,
crazy.
Scary. You never know what's going to happen day to day.
Hey.
And deputies say West believed someone in the mother's car shot first, but the investigators say that there is no evidence of that.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, so we go into an article about this, so let's get over into that article. So, like they talked about, a 17-year-old Louisiana girl who was shot in the head during a road rage incident. So she has died. Official has confirmed, but her death came with the gift of life. So, Caitlin of y'all know I'm not good with names. Pontanula was 28 weeks pregnant when Barry West, age 54 now, shooting a 17-year-old, alleged critically injured teenager who was 7 months pregnant. So, Caitlin's baby was delivered via an emergency C-section, and TPSO says the baby was born at 28 weeks, 3 pounds, 11 ounces, and is continuing to do well. See, that's good. That's good. And the neonatal intensive care unit. This is a senseless tragedy on Sunday morning with no logical reason for this family to be experiencing heartbreak right now. The public has to be patient and considerate when driving at all times. And if they're concerned for your safety, call 911 and report the incident. So so this is what it looks like we looked at before. The suspect, Barry West, age 54, now faces murder charges along with multiple other counts. Investigators said West fired into the SUV after a tailgating dispute. Despite finding no evidence the teen vehicle was armed or fired any shots, officials say West fired into the SUV that Caitlin was a passenger in after tailgating dispute. The victim was with 2 other people, and they were traveling in the same direction as West, who was driving a silver Dodge truck. The statement says that 2 vehicles began tailgating and brake checking each other before West shot 1 round in the SUV. Yes, he deserves to be in jail for life. He killed someone. So simple as that. Killed someone and almost killed the baby. But they said they were going the vehicle. So the statement says that the 2 vehicles began to tailgate and brake check each other. Why are we doing this, y'all? Why? We don't know what's going to drive somebody over the edge. Absolutely crazy. When the driver realized Caitlin had been shot, they called 911 and drove her to the hospital where she was placed on life support, according to the sheriff's office. So this is what she looked like. She was shot on the head on August 25th in what authorities describe as road rage incidents. West claimed that he believed that the occupants of the vehicle in front of him shot first, but TPSO was unable to find evidence to confirm the shots were fired, and no weapon was found in the victim's vehicle. West has been booked by the Parish Jail on 1 count of second-degree murder, plus 3 counts of attempted second-degree murder, illegal use of a weapon, and obstruction, according to the sheriff's office. Officials also moved to clear up questions surrounding West's possible ties to the department. To address questions regarding the suspect association with TPSO, records dating back as far as our system currently allows, to 2007, does not show any employees with the last name West. Okay. Caitlin's family has made a decision to donate her organs, and officials say that she has become a donor hero. The sheriff's office urges the community to honor her legacy by rallying around her loved ones, offering prayers to comfort and strength as they face this heartbreaking loss. Absolutely crazy. Let's pray for the family. Pray for the baby, because the baby's growing up without a mother. I don't know if the dad is in their life. They wasn't mentioned, but God, man, one incident of you playing break check with each other causes a 17-year-old to lose her life. Absolutely crazy. Now, I don't know if he shot first, but it says no evidence. I don't know if they shot first, but the police said there was no evidence of it. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Now, if for some reason it comes out that they did shoot first, that's a different question. Because if they shot first and he shot back, that's, in my eyes, that's self-defense. I think he would still be charged for, I think it would probably be manslaughter at that point. I don't know if they can charge him with second-degree murder, but if someone still dies, yeah. Especially the one who didn't shoot. But we don't know any of that. That's just what he's claiming. He said that West thought that they shot first, but no evidence of that by the police. But that's an absolutely crazy situation. I'm glad that the baby was able to be born through an emergency C-section, because that's what they had to do. But it's an absolute tragic situation. And it just goes to show people have to be able to control their emotions. As simple as that. People have to be able to control their emotions. Absolutely crazy. Let me know your thoughts on that. Let me know how much time you think he should get. He's got 2 charges of attempted second-degree murder, 1 charge of a second-degree murder. And then that sounds like life to me. 25 to life. But if someone loses their life, you might as well stay. My thinking is you might as well stay, especially if it was murder. Yeah, if someone loses their life, I mean, you got to lose your life to the jail system. Simple as that. Absolutely crazy, y'all. Absolutely crazy. But we got to get over into something a little heavier. Speaking of pregnancy, an 11-year-old, yes, I said an 11-year-old gives birth to her stepdad's baby. This is a crazy situation, and it's absolutely tragic, but we got to talk about it. Got to get into it and talk about it. We're going to look at this, and then we're going to look at an article just to give us a little bit more details about it.
Stunning new details in a very disturbing case out of eastern Oklahoma. It is making national headlines. An 11-year-old gives birth inside her home in Muskogee with zero medical care. Both the child's mother and stepfather are in jail. And now they face even more
11?
charges after new results of a DNA test reveal who is the father of the baby.
News 4's John Hayes talked to investigators today. And John, first of all, this is ghastly, man. An 11-year-old girl. How sure are they of this latest development being correct in the case?
Ghastly is the right word, Kevin. Very serious allegations here. The Muskogee County District Attorney's Office tells me a DNA test says there's only a 0.1% chance that the child's stepdad isn't the father of her baby, but prosecutors are now dropping the hammer.
It is horrific.
Horrific allegations made against this Muskogee County couple.
Hey, we gonna, you know what I like to do. We gotta, come on, let's back that up so we can.
It is horrific.
Horrific.
We got to look at them. The stepdad and the mother. The father of the 11-year-old stepdaughter, baby. Some sick individuals in this world, y'all. There are some very sick individuals. And these are the type of people, what do I say? Life in prison. And then after they die, put their ashes in the jail too. This is sick. Absolutely
Thick allegations made against this Muskogee County couple, Dustin Walker and Cherie Walker. Both of them arrested earlier this month after their 11-year-old child gave birth in their house, and they claimed they didn't know she was pregnant. Muskogee County Assistant District Attorney Janet Hudson says,
I mean, the 11-year-old child was obviously raped. She cannot give consent by whomever this person is.
Our affiliate in Tulsa spoke with a woman who said she was the 11-year-old's grandmother.
We didn't know this was happening.
Who wanted to go by Michelle about who could be responsible.
She keeps telling us that it was the little 12-year-old boy that I used to keep. I babysat.
Regardless, Hudson says they tested the stepfather, Dustin Walker's DNA, and on Saturday, the results came in. Hudson says the test did more than keep him in the running. It found with 99.9% probability he is the father of the new baby.
That is the allegation, and that is the report from OSBI on the DNA.
Both parents are facing dozens of charges tied to the new mother and their 5 other younger children. Dustin Walker is accused of child sex abuse and neglecting 6 kids. Cherie Walker is accused of enabling his abuse and neglecting the kids as well. Hudson says she just keeps going back to the little girl who shouldn't have to be a mom.
She would have conceived when she was approximately 10. The trauma that she has endured, I cannot fathom. And the community as a whole is outraged with what has occurred.
Tough. Hudson says her office is taking each of these allegations very seriously, but with caution, noting the couple's charges are potentially punishable by up to life in prison.
Yeah. I don't see why it shouldn't be life. I have no idea. I don't see why it shouldn't be life at all. Absolutely crazy. We got to go over into an article, of course, to break this down a little bit more. So let's get over into that. Let's get right over into that. Get into it. Zoom in some, man. Oh, wrong thing. So, a disgusting, see, that's how you start out. A disgusting dad has been charged with the sexual abuse of his 11-year-old stepdaughter after she gave birth to his child in their Oakland, Oklahoma home, with his wife accused of enabling the abuse. So first thing, of course, they said that they didn't see any doctors or anything like that. But absolutely crazy. So Dustin Walker, 34, and his wife, Cherie Walker, 33, are facing life in prison after the young girl, the eldest of 6 they shared, gave birth on August 16th. The parents claimed that they did not know that the 11-year-old was pregnant. That's cap. That's wrong. That's a lie. But the DNA test confirmed that 99.9% of the certainty that Dustin Walker is the father. This nasty man right here. This nasty mother. We're not going to cuss, but yeah, him. This is one of the most, if not the most serious child of sexual abuse and neglect cases I've ever prosecuted. Oh my God. The Walkers were also charged with felony child neglect for allowing the girl and her 5 siblings ages 2, 4, 6, 7, and 9 to live in deplorable conditions. The victims were found to be living in dog feces, oh my God, and had no clothing on. The complaint said of the kids, who were all removed from the home Tuesday. Dustin and Sherry Walker were arrested last week after the girl gave birth and originally charged with felony child neglect. Their charges were upgraded Monday when the DNA results matched. Dustin is now charged with sexual abuse for the girl, abusing the girl, while his wife is charged with enabling the sexual abuse. Of course, yeah, good. The child neglect charges include failing to give the 11-year-old girl proper medical care when they gave birth, according to the 11-year-old grandmother of Sherry Walker's mom, who gave her name as Michelle, told KJRH that the family did not know this was happening and has other theories about who the father may be despite the DNA. Come on now, what are you talking about? What are you talking? The 99.9%? There's no, in my mind, there's no question. I don't care about that 0.01%. 99.9%? Come on now. That man's a sick individual. And your daughter's sick too. She let this happen. And then the kids were living in the grandmother wasn't there. Either she knew, if she knew about it, she's an awful person. But if she's saying she didn't know, come on now. What, you ain't see your daughter? You ain't see your 11-year-old granddaughter in what, 9 months? Come on now. They made my daughter and son-in-law a monster, she claimed. They are not. They love those children. They love them. Get on my nerves. Michelle said her granddaughter has told family members that the father is actually a local 12-year-old boy. She keeps telling everybody that it was him. They got curious. That's all I know. Dustin and Sherry are being held. What is this held on bond for $100,000? That can't be right. That can't be right. $100,000? Nah, they don't need no bond. No bond, in my opinion. They are scheduled to appear in court on September 3rd. If convicted, both could spend the rest of their lives, rest of their lives in prison, which what they need to do, which is what needs to happen. Absolutely crazy. The grandmother is stupid. I don't want to. If she's still after the DNA test, is saying that they're making them out to be monsters. We got to be honest. She's stupid. That's a stupid thought. Come on, 99.9%. They saying that they love these kids. Man, the stepdad loved them too much. It sounds like absolutely crazy, man. Yeah, they need to spend their life in jail, life and soul. They need to, like I said, the ashes need to go into the jail after they die. Absolutely crazy, y'all. Absolutely crazy. Let me know your thoughts, y'all. Let me know your thoughts, because that is a wild situation. Absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. Now the last thing we're going to get into today, is we got to get over into there was 14 arrests in the Home Depot theft ring, one of the largest Home Depot theft rings. So let's get over into that and see what it's talking about, and let's finish up the show for today. All right, let's jump right into it, y'all. Let's get into it.
Officials in Ventura County announcing the arrest of 14 people accused of being involved in what they say is the nation's largest Home Depot theft case. Prosecutors say that at least 600 thefts occurred at 71 different Home Depot stores around Southern California, totaling in $10 million in stolen merchandise. And ABC News' Alex Stone is joining me now with more on this. Fancy name here for this investigation, Operation Kill Switch. But what are the details of this
Yeah,
case?
there's a reason why they're calling it that, because of what they were stealing. This was switches, electrical items, dimmers, outlets. They got a little creative with the name in this. But this had been going on for years. Allegedly, there was a guy in Tarzana, an area of L.A., that had been directing this crew to go and steal all of these items to bring them back. This is video right here of in the Home Depot store, one of them, where they say they would hit every Home Depot in Ventura County in one morning. They would be there at 6 o'clock in the morning. His employees would go and fill up their jackets full of these things and walk out and take about $10,000 worth of items in one trip and then walk right out with all of those goods. Staffing, well, this would all go toward his store, where then he could offer discounts on these items, or on Amazon and eBay. And again, this being, if you're getting a good deal on eBay, there may be a story of why you're getting such a good deal.
So they're reselling the items and they're taking a few small items at a time, it sounds like, but just hitting all
I mean, all as much as they could stuff in their jackets and then take off from there. But this has been going on for years and years. His store in Tarzana allegedly was completely stocked. And we've seen some photos. I mean, it looked like he had been ordering this stuff on the up and up.
Wow.
It was all allegedly stolen from Home Depots all around Southern California, San Bernardino County, LA, and Ventura.
Man was making, I hate to say it, but he was making some amazing profit. All stolen. No, there's no cost to get the inventory. All profit. So, man, they said $10 million worth of goods? Absolutely crazy.
Counties.
Covering a lot of ground.
Yeah.
Who are some of the people that were arrested here?
They are family members of the main suspect. David All is his name, and also employees of his who they're called boosters. You can see this whole chart right here from David All down to the boosters. The boosters are the ones who go and steal the items. The fences are the ones who then sell them for money. And so the fences were selling them on eBay and on Amazon and in the store. But what's interesting is there's a new California law that it got bipartisan support, which allows them to take cases in LA, San Bernardino, and Ventura County. It could be any number of counties. And instead of individual cases that might not add up to all that much, they can put them all together into one big case and potentially get them a lot of time in prison. So this is seen as a good example of this new law working. Instead of only being Ventura County, now they can say, well, look at all of these different counties. It's one big case.
Oh, that's really interesting. So we'll have to watch closely how that plays out. Alex, thank you.
You got it.
Absolutely crazy, y'all.
One big case.
Hold on,
and in
these men were
the store,
stuffing it in their jackets, not caring who saw. They obviously caught on camera. So you already know we gotta. Let's see if any more. Let's see. You already know we gotta go to an article. We have to. Absolutely crazy. See if there's any more information. So just to give it a breakdown so we can understand more of what's happening. So let's get over into this right here. So 14 people were arrested for allegedly stealing more than $10 million worth of merchandise from over 70 Home Depots across Southern California. The alleged theft ring, get this out of here. The alleged theft ring is responsible for more than 600 thefts at Home Depot, all over these different counties. The investigation began in February when Home Depot contacted the Organized Retail Theft Task Force to report a string of robberies at their stores. From there, the investigation began in earnest and diligence and in cooperation between prosecutors, detectives, and investigators. This is a complex and extensive investigation, said the district attorney during a news conference on Tuesday. Darlene, who worked for the Home Depot investigation, said organized retail crime is theft. Organized retail crime is theft motivated by greed, not necessarily. And it's fueling broader criminal activities. Investigators said that the theft ring was led by David Al, and he allegedly ran it out of his business in the San Fernando Valley. I might be saying that wrong. Home Depot provided surveillance footage, what we looked at, of some of the members of the theft ring, stealing expensive electronics, equipment, and other items. The investigators said they would sell the stolen merchandise online or to contractors. After months of detective work, the 14 suspects were arrested on August 14th. I was pretty blown away by how brazen, how many different occasions they would go out and commit crimes. So it was logistically a challenge to keep up with it. It could have only been accomplished because of the task force. If convicted on all of the 48 counts he faces, he could be sentenced up to 32 years in prison. 32 years in prison, y'all. All because he wanted 100% profit. He wanted 100%. He said, yeah, we just going to steal, give it to him at a discount, and we still making 100% profit. Absolutely crazy, y'all. And he could spend up to 32 years in prison. Up to 32 years in prison. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Well, now you reap what you sow. Well, that's the saying, is? That's the saying, ain't it? You reap what you sow. Up to 32 years in prison. Sick. He had a business. He just didn't want to buy inventory. Said, nah, we ain't got to buy inventory. We're just gonna steal it from Home Depot over multiple counties. We going good. He had a whole team and everything. They was efficient with it, but obviously not efficient enough. But that is it for that. Let me know if you have any thoughts. Let me know if you agree is 32 years enough time for that, or is that too much time? Let me know what your thoughts are. Absolutely crazy, everybody. But that is the show for today, y'all. That is the show. Thank you for watching now. Thank you for watching later. Yeah, like always, these videos will be broken down so we can, so you can watch exactly which one you want. But it's a crazy world we live in, y'all. Crazy world. Like I always say, tell me if you disagree with any of the things I said. Tell me. I'm always welcome to discuss. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if my points were stupid. Tell me. Come on, let's talk about it. The main thing is that we have a good discussion, thoughtful discussion. Nothing. No need name calling, anything like that. Let's just talk about it. But like it's almost 8 o'clock. So you know what time it is? It's almost time to start work. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the support. Remember, y'all, please hit that subscribe button, like and follow. Follow me on Instagram. And hit that notification bell so we can review the world together, y'all. But that is it for now. You know, I got to play the outro. So, peace.